Well, just when you thought you weren't going to see any more videos on the Husqvarna Ride-On, you were so wrong. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Have a look at this front wheel here. Especially when we're about to go backwards. See how that thing is wobbling up and down? That should not be doing that. There is something definitely wrong with this. So you may remember in the previous videos a while back, I spent the time fixing up the steering rod. I took a washer, cut it in half, one that was suitable, so I could put this ball joint back in place. I welded it in, and that fixed what I needed instead of buying a whole new arm. And then when I was reinstalling it, all was good. Now, I was reviewing this footage, and then I saw the problem, which was way back then, and probably not as bad as, well, when I suddenly had to fix the wheel. So let's take a closer look at the inside hub. Have a look at that. That is way lower than it should be. It should be sitting inside that little black hub on the axle. Now look at the top. It is not in line. That should be flush. Hence that wheel is sitting on a major angle. So now it's time to fix it up. So the first thing we're going to do is get the mower jacked up, of course. Get the jack underneath. I've got the stands ready so that the jack is not holding up, because this particular jack, my small one, does have a slight leak, so it does come down over time. Let's get it up. Look at those nice shiny tools. Get my long nose pliers out ready. Off with the dust cap, off with the circlip, and then there is a large washer that the actual dust cap locks onto. Off with the wheel. Now we've actually got to get the wheel bearings out. These are plain wheel bearings. There's no moving parts, so hence they just keep spinning steel on steel and they wear out. Anyway, they're pretty easy. Put a long screwdriver through it, tap on one of the edges, and it will come out. As you're about to see. Bingo. Spin the wheel around and do the same the other side. Now these wheel bearings range from super cheap ones like $15 right up to genuines for like $40, I think, each. So they're not overly cheap. And I'm about to show you something that I found online, which is just golden. It's a complete set, 4 bearings that are actual proper wheel bearings with a flange on them, made exactly for this mower, for the front wheels. So no more metal just rubbing on metal, it's an actual proper bearing. So just give it a gentle tap in. Do the same on the other side. And it's going to be good to go. Now part of this kit, because there's no instructions, no explanation as to what part's for. I mean, those parts are obvious, you know what to do. But I'm about to pull out of the packet a different kind of a bearing. They're roller bearings with 2 washers that can go either side. And I thought, oh, they'll obviously go on the inside of the hub. That just makes sense, right? So I got some grease, which you'll see. Put it into the roller bearing. After checking here, you can see that it's the same size. On with the grease. Put the other washer that came with it on top, and I slid it on, and look at that, it fits perfectly inside that thing, right? Put the wheel on. Things are going just so smoothly here. Give it a gentle tap to make sure it's on all the way. Because the circlip obviously has a groove to sit in. And there's only X amount of room for that to fit. Now you've got to have the washer on for the dust cap to be able to lock onto in place. You can see a groove on the actual dust cap when you put it on. And that's what sits onto the large washer, keeps it in place. Now I'm just clearing away the grease and the dirt from the ring where the circlip goes.
Guess what? It's not going to work.
No, because there's not enough room for the washer to go on. So, I don't know why they don't know why this roller bearing came with it and the washers. Anyway, took them off, put the wheel back on, and it's the right amount of room. On with the washer. In fact, there were two before. And on with the circlip. Pointy nose pliers. Happy days. Look at that, you can tell there is no, other than the actual wheel hub itself, the wheel looking a little out of shape. Dust cap on, give it a bit of a wipe over. Time to do the other side. Rinse and repeat. Off with the circlip, off with the washers, knock out the old bearings, spin it around, do the same the other side. Put in the new bearings. Put a bit of grease onto the axle, because you can never have enough grease when it comes to moving parts. Now, for some reason, you'd think it'd be exactly the same as the other side. But I just couldn't get this on. And the bearing got stuck. So after a bit of tapping, trying not to damage it, of course, got it off and then realised that the axle itself was just gunked up. I mean, over time, with those bearing rubbing on the axle, it just creates heat. So it's baked. It's just dried out grease and baked it on. Cleared it off, gave it a quick polish with a rag, and then tried to put the wheel back on. Tappity tap tap tap. Get it on. Happy days. Right, I didn't put the roller bearing in because I learnt from the other side not to. But there was not enough room for a washer and a circlip. So after looking at it and going, what on earth? Well, the wheel had to come back off. And the bearing got stuck on there, but it came off easy enough. And then realised there was a washer from the previous wheel inside the hub on the axle. Take it off. Put the wheel bearing back in the hub on the wheel. Slide it back onto the axle. This time, all is good. It's a good thing that it is a tight fit and not loose and floppy and all over the place. A little bit of grease onto the washers. That's going to hold the dust cap. On with the circlip. Which did not pose to be super easy at times, but I could have cut this out, but just so you have an idea that I'm working this out as I go along. Bingo, happy days. Give the dust cap a quick blowout, and on it goes. Make sure it spins. Right, let's get the jack stands out. The jack out of the way. Let's take it outside. Now let's check if we have a vast improvement. Let's check it out. Look at that. Straight as, it's not flopping all over the place at all except for the unevenly worn out tyres. Backwards and forwards, looking good. Now check out the other side. Yep, no problems there whatsoever. Even from the angle of the driver's seat, that looks awesome. Well, that wraps up today's video on changing the wheel bearings on the Husqvarna ride-on mower. Just again, like you thought you weren't going to see it again, and here it is. Anyway, that's what you get when you have machinery like this. Thanks very much for watching. Please like, please subscribe, do all that stuff that we ask you to do, because it really will help me. I want to make a change to how I live my life. You know, I want to create content like this, but spend more time with the family and just doing these kinds of things. So thanks again for watching. See you soon.